songs, like hangata a common for Basotho every time I'm trying to, we bash it, we laugh at it, and I feel a bit of retrospect on key analyzing myself, on how I'm doing things, but my views stay the same. I do not like the song. Those are my views. I mean, not the whole country is gonna listen to the song, I don't think. Well, I tried using it in an ad because I was experimenting, and it actually worked out in the ad. Mara, my views stay the same, about the song. But tabayaka ha e mono hakalo. We're gonna get where are my views, but the board of directors, aka my parents, approached me and they were concerned, rather about those comments. They were concerned about my safety. They were concerned about me as that child. Wow, man, okay, and that's that's typical of all black parents, and that's good. We need that, and them also, but in the industries that we also have to respect them and live on. They have to take us in because the industry can't thrive on them only. It's not like they're getting younger, They have to take us in, and I mean, if you believe in the industry, Lesotho, I'm also doing that. Lesotho is the place to be. If you wanna have fun, Lesotho has the best fun. Like, it's massive fair like every district has its own thing. Like, if you wanna party badly, you go to Mahalesuku. If you wanna, sightsee or you just go out, Like, Lesotho is just that is the place to be. Homonate. And if Lesotho is an empowering country, in short.
Emanyani, please stop scrolling.
I swear I'm a bad liar. Dali, I swear I'm a bad liar. So if I lie to you, it will backfire. I'm broke, but I'm tryna build an empire. So if you go now, get the understand. Cause Shelley taking you.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the boys and the girls, what is up? What is happening? It is your boy, the boy, E-double-G, your main ingredient to cake, unless you are allergic. And welcome to yet another episode of Views with E-double-G. For those who don't know what Views is your weekly recap of the happenings of a very, very, very small country of Lesotho. So if you want to know about the hottest topics, the hottest trends, the latest news, the who's and the whatsies of our very small country, well, you are at the right place to basically get it down, but in a fun and cool way. So sit back, relax, grab something. I don't know what you want to grab, but my advice is when you watch Views, bunyan have a glass of water because you'll be for a small country. We have a lot going on. A couple of weeks back, someone was telling me that why would you create content about Lesotho? Like, who cares? There's nothing to know about. And look at us now. We're 6 episodes in, and that's just our country. We have the news, we have the entertainment, and if you want to get entertained, so this is your spot. My advice is don't watch this while you're working because if you are working, then you're not gonna work, so just sit back, relax, and yeah, let's get into it because this week, like any other weeks, have been hectic, and with, of course, the people who've been keeping pretty much the lights on for the past 2 weeks on this show because they brought the people. I'm just kidding. But our favorite couple, the couple of the country, the country's couple. I'm gonna be so mad when they break up, but it will be like I told you so. But our favorite couple, Selwane Takanyane and Pablo DJ, are still trending. Pina ya bona this past week. So The song is doing very well on the charts. Well done to them. And considering the fact that it's working, it's doing well on a local market, I think re tlame re opela matso. Yeah, ke kgole mo santsa ipotsa haebo o re nna, because the past 2 weeks I have been bashing Pablo DJ and Silwane, and this week actually made me realize some things in particular. Baking in, and also Dilapalapa came on alive Lumbakubedu a bua ka hore na a bua ka bona re le Basotho on hating people things, like hangata a common for Basotho hore every time a motho a etsa ntho, we bash it, we laugh at it, and I feel a bit of retrospect on ki analyzing myself, on how I'm doing things, but my views stay the same. I do not like the song. Those are my views. I mean, not the whole country is gonna listen to the song. I don't think. Well, I tried using it in an ad because I was experimenting, and it actually worked out in the ad. Mara, my views stay the same, about the song. But taba ya ka ha e mono hakalo. We're gonna get to a very, very serious something after I tell you, after after I give you this weekly update on them, because Silwane and Pablo DJ will be sponsored, yeah. But those sponsor like Sky Kingdom TV and Teacher Van Rentals for their next music video shoot. Yeah, this song. So that's shout out to the empowering industry, business industry, also to that, considers artists and considers good work, as much as I don't like the song, as much as I have mixed reviews about the song, but it's just, I'm sure that song didn't come overnight. Of course, Pablo DJ had to put the work in it. Of course, Silwane had to bring her beautiful voice in it. Oh, Silwane, please take me out on a date. But it's just empowering, for the business thing to do that, because they didn't have to. Mashallah, Sky Kingdom is gonna be giving out the camera. You know how much a camera costs, and Sky Kingdom has the best quality cameras in the country. I don't think there's any production company with the cameras they got. And Teacher Pule will also be providing for transport for the music video shoot. Mauritius. And rinke divene Mauritius, because Lidla Palapa was in Mauritius this week also for some time out. Also, he works very, very hard, and he and his wife were out and about in Mauritius having the time of their life. But Hagamono on this point, Silwane Taganyane and Pablo DJ, the past 2 weeks, if you've been catching up or watching the show, you know, or you may realize, or I've been having a feud with him. And generally those are my views, but the board of directors, aka my parents, approached me, and they were concerned, rather about those comments. They were concerned about my safety. They were concerned about me as their child. Wow, man, and that's typical of all black parents, and that's good. We need that. And wherever you are, and come back down, And the reason I'm telling you all this is because I think from this point onwards, views, we are gonna take a break, unfortunately, from tagging, not from talking about him. We are still gonna keep talking about him. We're still gonna be having reviews about everything, because the industry, then that's what they signed up for. I think one thing maybe Lina Gicheba is just take it lightly, and my use of language as well. But I did apologize though, and of course he didn't take the apology very well, which escalated the whole matters. But I'm not justifying my actions. But all I'm saying is, I think Honajanan, for the sake, so that the board of directors is at ease, because once the board of directors is not at ease with all this, production is is being closed. So I think we are still gonna keep talking about him, but I don't think we are gonna tag him as much, because he's not happy with me. But my views are general and they stay the same. One thing about me is that all about this show, really, focus on what you're doing and stick to the goal. And those were the views that last week. So unfortunately, we might not be tagging him as much, because he gets angry every time we tag him. It's like, what's crazy? We talk so many good things about everything and about him as well, but all those get looked over, and we see all those bad, but I understand why. But yeah, from this point, I don't think he'll be the main character of our show. I don't think he'll be the main character of our show. So listen to your parents, guys. Listen, take advice from the elderly. Last week the legends, so we need to honor them and everything. And one thing about them also, but in the industry, is that we also have to respect them and live on. They have to take us in, because the industry can't thrive on them only. It's not like they're getting younger. They have to take us in. And I mean, if you believe in the industry, I'm also doing that. Last week, nere endosa tebele music, and this week again, nere endosa tebele music. And I think that's how the industry should work. We should be supporting. Take us in. Come on. Without making it. I'm not saying you should talk smack about people. Do that at your own risk. If it's not views, don't talk smack about people. This is the only platform you can talk smack about people. But sorry for the nasty comments made towards Pablo DJ and Silwane, but my views stay the same, and I think those were my true opinions. But I apologize for being so truthful. But we gotta move on. And this week also, the King's Cup was happening. If you don't know what the King's Cup is basically the Durban July of Lesotho that happens in September. It was the first ever King's Cup. And it was a very successful event hosted in my hometown. Is it my hometown? Yeah, because I was born in Mahalisuk. Yeah, I was born in Mahalisuk and raised in Maseru. But it was hosted in my hometown of Mahalisuk, because yeah, Mahalisuk is the only place with the biggest horse racing facility. And the king did mention how I think it has to be developed, the horse racing facility, and be made into something legit, so that the investor can eat. How much money horse racing brings. And if every year we're to make it like a event, is eating like a Lily King's Cup, or we figure out a new name, like a Durban July vibes, but in Lesotho. I think tourism hola. I think le batho ba Mahalisuk can benefit much from it if a yearly event is kabantu etsalang hangwe fela selemo ebe yearly event. But push, and I think it will become a big event. But it was successful. I wasn't there for one, but it was a very successful event. And big ups to Mokwena Jonas and Tato Mokwena Jonas. He won 3 of his horses won, and he's a South African, by the way. So it also begs the question, whenever guy got haeba motho tla tloa South Africa a tlo wina tšhelete Lesotho mona. So meaning all you horse racers, y'all need to pull up your socks for le mo se tlang as well. Re be part of the, but I'm sure Basotho never letting at the podium finish. But first, please, come on. And talking about further, moving on, the weekly updates. Last week we did mention about Lion Payne and his act of patriotism, and consistency is key on the Azula Pili, doing so every Sunday, giving meat nama to the homeless. So shout out to him for doing that. and le nna kopa nama. And shout out to Ikono Foods as well, you know. Man, you just gotta love Lesotho, you know. You just gotta love Lesotho. Lesotho is just one of those countries, and currently we as much as crime is escalating, joblessness is, you know, unemployment is increasing in everything, like, but I think the country right now, we are at peace. Come on, what? Lesotho is a stable country, and it's not an underdeveloped country. Come on, Lesotho is just a country to be, you know. It has Batuba, patriotic, lion pain. It has people who care, the business starting, they care. There's no cancel culture. Like, considering the comments that I made in the past weeks, I should have been cancelled, you know. But I did notice some things. Marahe, Lesotho is the place to be. If you wanna have fun, Lesotho has the best fun. Like, it's massive. Every district has its own thing. Like, if you wanna party badly, you go to Mahalesuku. If you wanna, you know, sightsee, you just go out, you know. Like, Lesotho is just that, is the place to be. And if Lesotho is an empowering country, in short. So shout out to Lion Pain for the act of patriotism. We hope it goes on long. I don't think it got for every day, because, you know, the inflation and all that's usually in Kaufela, but more than that day, okay, and we want to give you a shout out for that, and we also giving a shout out to the graduates of 2023, not necessarily ba Roma ba ne bekenyana no graduate ba Roma, but le ba ntse ba tlo graduate le bana ba graduate nka le ka February. Le bona ntse re tlo, we congratulate you in advance as well. I think it is inspiring for everyone in academia and secondary school, you know. But in Kabolo, really, but ba secondary school, very inspired. I don't think when it comes to education and hustling, it has to be a two-way thing. Like, we should support education as much as we support the hustlers. And I'm not so happy with my hustlers. They had quite some nasty comments to say about the graduates, and I don't think we should have that mentality, because, you know, like for my friend group, one, you know, some are studying, some are doing their own things, and that's how it should be, you know. You should support everyone who's doing something, you know. One thing about this show is that we'll tell you that, you know, we'll give you advice on how to work about things, you know. And I don't think you have to be at a point where you bash education or you bash hustling, because either way, they can go either way, you know. So it's a gamble of life, you know. And if school in el guarantee or you school if hustling in guaranteed you're gonna become rich, you know, it will still have. But congratulations to the classes of 2023, and big ups to you guys. Hawalahla at all, you know. And one thing is halashlang, I think, is Omali's Themba's confidence. The pressure he had to endure making Inana, I think, is one that we have to highlight. I mean, shout out to Omali Themba Onale America to perform for the Lesotho's 57th independence event at the UN facilities somewhere in New York there, you know. And Ntrige Chongo, he's high to take on that already. Last week, you know, as a person who does anything, you know, you always have to be ready for anything in the field that you are partaking in. And Omali Themba did just that. His performance was amazing. His performance was amazing. All the artists out there, come on, we need that level of performances. We need that. And artists and people of arts in general, we limit ourselves. Are it possible do them, because you never know who's watching. And shout out to Omali Themba for representing us, the country, back in America. And funny enough, the feud on Facebook in particular has been on indigenous plants. Ke kganya mangana le dihala mono hela ke matswakabele ho hobe ho ngata. But the argument baking enana ine le hore motho mong la spotted a person selling indigenous plants strateng, and he gave out his opinions about that. He was not so happy, He did mention hore the government has to do something about this, so that we regulate the use of our indigenous plants, because intriguingly enough, the plant di tlo ba extinct, and once they are extinct, that means we don't have them at all. That means we do not have them at all. So we have to be at a position where we protect them. You understand? So on the other hand, and everything, and we don't survive off of them. I think this argument is the same as the marijuana argument, because marijuana is a plant, but it's illegal. You feel like it's a natural plant, but it's illegal. Like, you don't get why. And they were like, come on. But now my views on this whole issue and this whole matter, di hala le mangana le kaofela, not necessarily the spiral aloes, your spiral aloes and everything, is that now my views is that hobele modeling protected, like a particular area modeling protected. You feel like mohlala, the agricultural colleges di tla tlameha ho etsa sure in their facilities they have those as di tlameha keep us safe. Mohlala, if we have 10, at least keep 2 safe, you understand? Then that way it's what, it's 50-50. Then that way it's 50-50. So we'll see how the argument works on about. And in it kabola, because it had people talking, do opinions about things. Chika also took the stage, of course. He was very mad because these days he stands for our culture, he stands for Africanism as a whole, you feel. So he was quite mad that batho ba bangata ne ba re batho ba motho enwa na rekisa ntho the indigenous plants a tshwara, and it was like, oh, come on, how could that be? Re rekisa jwang ntho ele mang iko ke slamatlama? How can you arrest someone for selling slamatlama? So I think Muso should just make an initiative to protect them. Then this is protected, then that's us for our consumption. And I think maybe if all these indigenous plants deleting or harvest them, so the government and harvest them and and make money. So there are ways to I think this can go 2 ways. For the first time, neutral. For the first time, neutral. And speaking of neutral, is the work that the government is putting. Beginning the first street light was up so if you didn't know, now you're gonna know, because you're watching views. The government is on a 4-month project to look at the pothole the street light which is, I think, is a priority, because Masego is a capital city. International people have a when they come by Masego, and if it's corporate, like everything happens in Masego. So it is, I think shout out to the government for making it a priority that, the city is lit up, the pothole, and, then they take it from there. So shout out to the new government. The first street light was up. The first street light of about 52, if not 40, street lights was up. And yeah, and like it habela ho bona hore fela, we have a consistent government, a stable government that's working and that's pushing, and le bekeng ena na ke dikgetho tsa puso ya dibaka as well. So mocha sa kgetheng ke red flag, because at the end of the day di tlo affect wena. So you might as well go and choose the leader tla thusa your community, So be a good mocha and go out there and vote. And shout out to our new government for having things together and having things together. And lastly, I think we should maybe end our things on another serious conversation. People enjoy the serious conversations, and this week's serious conversation, I think it should be a segment now. Before something of the week, we have a serious talk segment. So on this week's serious talk segment, I think we should talk about pregnancy stereotype, the stereotypes, stereotypes surrounding pregnancy, because like pregnancy is still a stereotype. I'm talking on this based on a youth level from 16 to 30. So if you're about 30, this can help you so that you educate your younger fellows. But my point, pregnancy stereotypes, is how we deem pregnancy, a before marriage pregnancy, a young adult type of pregnancy, and teenage pregnancy. Because when we view the 3 types of pregnancy that I've mentioned, it's like a curse. Pregnant, we start judging him. We are quite judgy. It's like a curse to be pregnant at a young age. We treat it as a curse. We make bad jokes about it. Topic and I came in to highlight Lena, because I was part of the people who made fun of young age pregnancy, and it was quite ironic because I'm also a product of of young pregnancy. But but thank God I came back. I don't think the society we deem pregnancy is okay, because it might allow the pregnant person more stress, and it will lead to, because suicide cases have been escalating in the country, and one of those is pregnant women. And I do not blame them, and I wanna and understand what they go through. Tato is not a real person, by the way. It's just a person I'm creating for this scenario. Tato is 19 years old, about to turn 20. She gets pregnant on her first year of college. Tato is gonna have the worst time of her life. As much as her family, let's say the family support and everything, but she's gonna have the worst time of her life in society, because we're going to deem her as the girl who and I don't think we should deem pregnancy as a curse, but rather as a blessing, because you have a kid when you're pregnant. But kids, abstain, please abstain from sex. But I just want us to build a community where we are more aware of the social issues and topics that go on around. So next time when we see a pregnant person, I think we should just stop judging and stop making jokes about, you know, pregnancy, you know, and pregnancy is not a trap. It's not a curse, but it's a blessing. So I think those are my views. So if you happen to find yourself pregnant, I don't think abortion is the best is the best solution to the problem, and thank God it's legal in the country. And by the way, those are my views. If you have the views, just mention them in the comments and we'll discuss them. So abortion is also illegal in the country. So if you happen to be pregnant, you know, see someone. There's always someone to see, especially the health facilities in Zawan. I think one thing we undermine as Basotho is how much of a advanced healthcare system we have, and those services are free. So see a psychologist somewhere, you know, and figure out how you work on about it. And Majita, don't ever trap the girls, you know, like the other Majita are like trap the girls, and girls don't trap the boys with the baby. Like, just don't do that. Don't do that. You feel? If you're pregnant, work about it. Majita, don't make it a hard time when when your girl is about to have your offspring. And I think that's pretty much it for this week. And shout out if you're watching until this far. Thank you for the support. And like any other week, like every other week, and this week's segment for something of the week, we are leaving you with a poem recited by a high school student wa Maseodi High School. Student sa teacher Pablo, and like teacher Pablo teacher Pablo. But yeah, the poem is about abortion. So enjoy the poem, support the kiddo, you know, make him trend. I don't know, just do what the good things social media does. So I'm leaving you with the poem, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. I hope you will enjoy the further shows, and we love you, and I'll see you guys next week. Shout out.
Abortion, a devastating and abusive state of humanity, an apple too big to buy, a kilometer too long to travel, a treaty goal too hard for celebration. But into these days, it has turned into a game of banana, into a taxi so comfortable to try, into a mattress so easy to unfold for relaxation. Abortion is the game to brutalize, not to utilize. It is the merciless death penalty. It is a hazardous decision to undertake. It is the rule of colonialism, a revelation of dignity deceleration. Alas, brutal abortion, you are of human discrimination. You are the breaker of 10 commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery. Beautiful descendants of Banavatariatepe. Remember how much to build one's dignity and how easy it is to trample over it again. But at the tips of our toes lies democracy. Can't you see how this democracy has played a cruel trick on you? Why do you want to spice up the rotten meat? Why do you want to discriminalize an illegal concept, but be not as gluttonous as curiosity, for curiosity kills the care?